Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're taking on a challenge that, honestly, it feels immense. We're talking about global corruption.
It really does. It's something that crosses every border and, it undermines basically everything.
Exactly. It's this dark current you see flowing through governments, through commerce. It can feel just too vast to tackle.
It can. And the source material we dug into for this three-book blueprint, it forces you to look at the problem differently. It's not just a crime.
No.
It's framed as a profound spiritual sickness, even, and I'm quoting here, the silent killer of nations.
Which is a powerful statement. And you'd think the solution has to be, massive legislation, global treaties.
Right, something huge. But the core insight here is, well, it's completely counterintuitive. The fight for integrity, it doesn't actually begin in the halls of Parliament.
Not in the courts.
It starts within the individual. We're diving into this.
Yeah.
This unparalleled trinity of personal transformation from an author named Melvyn C. Valenzuela.
3 specific books: Lolo, The Art of Smart Tactics, and The Self-Rescue Playbook.
And they're designed to forge a type of individual character that is, in a way, structurally immune to corruption.
And that's our mission for you. We're going to unpack this blueprint. We want to give you a kind of shortcut to becoming a formidable soldier against greed and decay.
It's complete architecture, really. 3 phases. You have the moral foundation, then the strategic execution, and finally, the unshakable endurance.
It all starts with that moral self-rescue, building the ethical walls first.
Absolutely.
So let's start right there. Part 1, the moral foundation. This is the bedrock, and it draws heavily from the Filipino wisdom in Lolo.
The cornerstone of this moral architecture, the absolute center, is integrity and honor. In Filipino, they call it dangal.
Dangal.
And it's about more than just honesty. It's your worth, your dignity, the reputation you earn over a lifetime. Corruption, at its root, is just a moral failure.
A trade-off.
Exactly. Trade your dangal for a short-term illicit gain.
And the core anti-corruption doctrine that's built on this is, well, it's stunningly simple. Laging maging tapat sa sarili at sa kapwa.
Always be true to self and others. And I know, it sounds almost too simple to fight something as big as institutional decay, right?
It does. But the idea is that it's the internal standard that matters. If you're not true to yourself in private, then compromising public trust becomes easy.
Inevitable, almost. And this links directly to the next principle, responsibility and accountability, or Pananagutan. The weight of your actions.
And corruption thrives because people believe they can escape that weight. They tell themselves that stealing from a budget is a victimless crime.
But the wisdom in Lolo gives you this simple, powerful financial firewall. It strips away the rationalization.
What is it?
It's the rule of the household applied to the public purse. If it's not yours, don't touch.
Wow, that's simple.
It transforms a public budget from just an abstract pool of money into a sacred, untouchable resource. You wouldn't steal from your own family, so why from the public family?
I also appreciate that the blueprint goes beyond just outright theft. It tackles waste.
Yes, through what it calls kitchen wisdom. Huwag, Kang, Magsayang. Don't waste.
Which is so important because waste is the insidious cousin of corruption.
It absolutely is. Think about overpriced projects, ghost infrastructure, or just careless squandering of resources. It might not be criminal theft, but it greases the wheels for graft.
So how does a philosophical idea like that actually combat politically motivated budget padding? I mean, in a bureaucracy, waste can feel like the default setting.
It combats it by demanding that the individual views squandering public funds with the same moral outrage as they would view stealing. You build a culture of fiscal prudence where every single public servant sees themselves as a steward.
Okay, so we've set the moral compass. But having a strong moral foundation, it just makes you an honest target if you don't know how to defend yourself.
Exactly. Which brings us to part 2, the strategic execution.
Character is essential, but you need the strategic mindset from the art of smart tactics to defeat cunning, organized corruption.
And the first thing that becomes crucial here is discipline. Corruption, at its core, exploits a lack of discipline. It offers that irresistible shortcut.
Right, the easy way out.
But the book insists discipline does not limit you. It frees you.
That's a fantastic reframe. It's not bondage, it's liberation.
Precisely. And it's made very practical. The source says, a disciplined wallet enjoys financial freedom. A person who lives within their means is immune to those small initial bribes that start the whole slide.
It's a firewall.
It's your firewall against the first temptation.
Yeah.
And once you have that discipline, the next step is preparation. Corruption loves chaos, confusion.
So the anti-corruption fighter counters that with what do they call it? Strategic foresight. Preparation as a weapon.
You have to become the tactician. The core philosophy is that the success doesn't belong to the biggest, the fastest, or the luckiest. It belongs to the tactician.
So we stop just hoping corruption will fail.
And we start meticulously planning its dismantling. Think of the auditor, the prosecutor, the investigative journalist. They're not just reacting.
They're proactively eliminating the blind spots where graft hides.
They're acting on the principle that the link between preparation and opportunity is absolute. And that preparation also means eliminating your own vulnerabilities.
How so?
The book warns that someone who cuts corners in their personal life, fudging a report, small lies, is already predisposed to take the grand shortcut of corruption when a big opportunity comes along.
Of course. But the ultimate test is when the other side pushes back. Threats, smear campaigns. How do you maintain your strategy when you're under fire?
That's where you need the power of calm thinking in chaos. You have to react without emotion. This is where so many good people fail. They get enraged, they get defensive.
And they give their opponents exactly what they want, a spectacle.
A spectacle that distracts from the facts. If they throw an emotional accusation at you, you pivot back to the evidence.
Yeah.
You turn their volatility into your advantage by staying calm.
Okay, so we have the foundation, Dangal. We have the strategy, discipline. But now we have to get to what might be the hardest part. Part 3, the unshakable endurance.
This is the war of attrition. This is where the system tries to just wait you out. Isolation, harassment, burnout.
And this is where the self-rescue playbook comes in.
It's all about psychological warfare. The corrupt system relies on creating what it calls the toxic loop. You act ethically, you get punished, you start to doubt yourself.
Which leads to paralysis, inaction.
Yes. So the playbook gives you the counterpunch, a huge one. Failure must be seen as data, not a verdict.
That's a massive paradigm shift. It's just information for your next attempt. It's not a judgment on your character.
And for those facing really severe persecution, like being the main target of a smear campaign, the insight is incredibly empowering.
Which is?
It's the reframe. They target what they fear. So when you're under sustained attack, you stop seeing yourself as a victim. You realize the persecution is actually external validation.
It's proof that you're having an impact.
The attack itself is a testament to the fact that you are winning and they are afraid.
That reframes victimization into agency, but you need resilience to sustain that.
And the book has a much more sustainable view of resilience. It says, resilience is small. People burn out waiting for the energy for one giant, heroic act.
When the truth is, you win this war with micro-movements.
Exactly. It's about executing 9 small steps, one after the other. It's making that one difficult phone call, answering that email, setting one boundary. That's resilience.
And the final, most hopeful lesson for anyone feeling just overwhelmed is the power to reset.
Yes, that no matter how deep the corruption runs, for you as an individual, it is always possible to hit the reset button. The past does not dictate the future.
Only the failure to act does.
That's it. It liberates you. You can start with Dangal and discipline today.
And to see this entire framework in action, character, strategy, endurance all fused together, we have to look at the real-world case study the sources cite.
Senator Robin Hood C. Padilla.
A man who went from a very controversial figure to the highest-ranked legislator in the Senate. He's presented as a living blueprint.
So let's connect the dots, starting with the moral foundation. The source argues that his personal history, specifically his incarceration and rehabilitation, acted as a crucible. It forged his Dangal and Pananagutan.
It created this undeniable public accountability that sort of redefined his character. And his political actions seemed to reject that golden shortcut we talked about.
Completely. He didn't chase easy, popular policy wins for immediate approval. He committed himself to slow, complex constitutional reform, structural change.
Which is a long-term play.
It's the ultimate proof that he's guided by legacy, not by the short-term gains that define corruption.
Now, for strategic execution, he walks into the Senate with a huge challenge, constant criticism about his inexperience.
And he refused to fight on the critics' terms, that emotional media spectacle. He made a strategic pivot to focus only on competence. He embraced weaponized preparation.
He didn't just try to appear competent.
No, he meticulously mastered Senate rules and procedures. He built what the sources call a fortress of competence to neutralize the very vulnerability his opponents were counting on.
That's tactical genius, taking your weakness and turning it into a strength through just relentless preparation.
And finally, his reemergence is the ultimate display of unshakable endurance. escaping that toxic loop and hitting the power to reset button.
He didn't let his past be a verdict.
He strategically reframed his life experience as the raw material for his platform. He used his past accountability as the motivation to demand it from others. It's a powerful reset.
So we've walked through the whole framework. The fight against corruption isn't just legal, it's a cultural war. Fought one choice, one day, one disciplined mind at a time. The manual is complete.
To quickly summarize that trinity for you, first, Lolo gives you the why, your foundational integrity and responsibility.
Your dangal.
Second, the art of smart tactics gives you the how, the discipline and the strategic mindset.
And third,
the self-rescue playbook gives you the how to endure, the psychological fortitude to keep going when they try to wear you down.
what this blueprint really proves is that the most powerful political force in the world is the integrated individual, the citizen whose soul can't be bought, harassed, or broken.
So I'll leave you with this thought. If failure is merely data, what immediate small strategic step of resilience or integrity could you take today, right now, to hit the reset button on a current challenge in your life, that micro action? That's the foundation of the uncorrupt world we're all seeking.